Former Israeli PM named as sex offender in Epstein court filings submitted by Dershowitz. Deceased pedophile Jeffrey Epstein directed his best-known accuser to have sex with former Israeli PM Ehud Barak, according to a sealed deposition. One of many paper's lawyers, Alan Dershowitz, is trying to use to clear his own name. Lawyers for Dershowitz, who was a friend of Epstein, as well as a member of his legal defense team, released the claim about Barak in a Tuesday court filing, attempting to cast doubt on allegations made by accuser Virginia Roberts Jeffrey, one of the first Epstein victims to go public with her story. Hello, everyone. In this exclusive segments, I'm going to talk about Epstein. Epstein is just one case, one of many, many cases, but one of very few known cases, because many cases are still unknown to the public, okay? I'm going to talk about Dennis Hastert, the pedophile. We are talking about the former Speaker of the House, Dennis Hastert, because I was the first person to expose Dennis Hastert in 2006, and then later in 2009 under oath during my deposition for a case involving two political candidates, Kirikorian versus Schmidt from Ohio. And then I'm going to talk about some of the buried cases within the FBI that I was gagged on, okay? There are parts that I can talk about. And from there, I'm going to talk about what we are talking about. Because this is much deeper that many people believe it to be. And that includes even the most outrageous conspiracy theorists out there. So join me on this episode. We're going to talk about these cases. Those of you who are not familiar with my case, for my Dennis Hastert track records, okay, the coverage, all the different public documents on how I exposed Dennis Hastert as a pedophile long before, 8 years before the American public got to know about it, and even then, partially, you can go and check out my Newsbud website. As you can see, I have a thread there that I posted several years ago. I believe it was 5 years ago. You will see everything on Hastert, and my expose of the Speaker of the House are all listed there. So you can familiarize yourself, take a look at all the things, watch the video reports, read the articles, and then you will see why I have the, in a way, authority on this case of networks of pedophiles, sexual blackmails in our government agencies, within both the judiciary branch and legislative branch, and not only that, within some of the top mainstream media outlets, people who have become high-level people, and who are the powers blocking these cases, fudging these cases, gagging whistleblowers on these cases, eliminating people like Epstein like this very easily. So it's going to be a casual chat, and I'm going to discuss these issues and the rotten system. And I'm going to explain why we never see any of these cases truly pursued, whether by elimination of people or gagging or other methods. For those of you who are interested in this topic, you can watch the full segment. It is currently published at Patreon or Newsbud community members. You can join either community. It's easier with Patreon because of the current economic environment. I created this community at Patreon so that people can join with whatever they can afford. Whether it's $1, $5, $50, $100, or $1,000 commitment, it doesn't make any difference. You get to have anything exclusive I post, including my live stream sessions that I hold for my Patreon and Newsbud community members. So join me there at Patreon or Newsbud, and we're gonna talk about infestation that runs much deeper, much deeper than majority of the people can even dream of. Thank you all.